Good evening, I'm John Reynolds filling in tonight once again for Taryn Johnson. And with high school basketball set to get underway in the coming days, one local team's season is starting off not how they envisioned. Edmonson County's high school athletic director Kyle Pierce announced on Twitter earlier today that due to a positive COVID-19 case within their basketball program, the team will be in quarantine for the next 10 days. With the quarantine comes the cancellation of the Wildcats season opener Monday, January 4th against Owensboro Catholic. On top of the cancellation, Edmonson County's upcoming games with Logan County, Grayson County, and Cloverport have been postponed until further notice as well. And COVID is not only affecting high school games locally, but college ones as well. The Lady Tops were set to kick off conference play this week, but it was announced today that their scheduled home games for this Friday and Saturday against the Charlotte 49ers have been postponed. The postponement stems from COVID-19 concerns within the Charlotte program. Both universities are working to reschedule these games for a later date. But in the meantime, Western Kentucky is looking to schedule a non-conference opponent for this week as a replacement. And transitioning now to the men's side, and as the Hilltoppers prep for their pair of games this Friday and Saturday in Charlotte themselves. The Hilltoppers see this weekend's two games for what they actually are, an unheard of occurrence. With schedules being compacted to reduce travel and COVID exposure, teams are experiencing the quickest turnaround possible when playing the same team. But the Hilltoppers go into this one with strong depth and the ability to spread the wealth offensively. This season, the Tops have 11 players seeing consistent playing time, and 8 of those 11 having scored in double digits in at least one game this season. Redshirt senior Carson Williams spoke about how their depth and veteran leadership gives WKU a leg up on the competition.
I really like the depth that we've shown. I mean, we got great depth, and that's going to help, especially I think playing back-to-back days in conference game with less recovery time. Also, I mean, we got so many guys. I mean, you never know who's going to be the high point man on a given night, and I think we're just playing well together right now.
But when alluding to the Hilltoppers' depth, you have to mention freshman guard Davion McKnight. The Collins product has provided a spark off the bench and has seen ample playing time behind senior guards Tavion Hollingsworth and Kenny Cooper this season. Now this year, McKnight finds himself in rare air as he is only one of 7 freshmen in the nation with at least 50 points, 30 assists, 30 rebounds, and 10 steals. McKnight's best performance this season came way back in the season opener against Northern Iowa when he scored 21 points, dished 3 assists, and had 4 rebounds. And turning the page to the Hilltopper gridiron now, as the WKU wide receivers have a new position coach as of today. Dante Ellington announced on his Twitter that he has to become the new wideouts coach for the Hilltoppers. Ellington spent last season as the receivers coach at Abilene Christian University. He has also spent time at Eastern Kentucky and Midwestern State as their receivers coach as well. Ellington is set to coach a receiving corps that this season caught 208 passes for nearly 2,000 yards and 12 touchdowns. This new hire for the Hilltoppers follows the hiring of Zach Kitley as offensive coordinator. Kitley is set to implement the air raid offense at WKU, an offense Ellington is familiar with as well. To the NFL now, as the Tennessee Titans look to bounce back from their loss this past Sunday to the Packers. While the defense allowed 40 points and struggled mightily, Titans quarterback Ryan Tannehill did not have his best day either. Tannehill was only 11 of 24 for 104 yards. He also threw 2 interceptions and was sacked twice on the day. With Derrick Henry continuously carrying the offensive load, Tannehill and company need to bounce back this week against the Texans to clinch the AFC South. Tannehill discussed what he must do to pick apart a strong Texans defense.
We need to be able to come out, start the game fast, execute early, get off on the right foot, and then obviously finish. That's the aim of the game. Is a lot of games in the NFL, come down to the last few minutes, more than not. So we have a lot of respect for this team and what they can do once they can put up. And we expect to be able to go out and finish the game.
Finally tonight, former Heisman Trophy winner Johnny Manziel announced today that he is making his comeback to the game of football, but not to the NFL, rather yet to the newly created FCF. The FCF, better known as fan-controlled football, will launch in 2021 on February 13th. The league will consist of 4 teams playing 1-hour timed games in a 7-on-7 fashion on a shortened 50-yard field. The league was designed to combine the competitiveness of live sports, the passion of fantasy sports, and the interactivity of video games all in one, thus giving fans the ability to call plays and make important roster and team personnel decisions. Manziel said the opportunity to play in the fan-controlled league was one he simply could not pass up. And to add to the unique culture that the league hopes to create, Manziel will wear a microphone and a live streaming helmet camera to give the audience, and I quote, an unfiltered Johnny football experience. So being that they're allowing fans to have control in this league, Morgan, I have to ask, if you were to create your own football team, what team name would you choose?
John, good question. You know, my team would be the worst in the league, so I'd have to go with the League of Losers. I know, catchy, right? Scott, what about you? What would you choose?
I think for a league like that, there's only one name, Armchair Quarterbacks.